Hello, everyone. How's it going? It's been a while, but yes, it is back. GeoGuessr, aka Geography class. Alright, how about a good old community world? Average score of 14,000. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Why? Literally, right off the bat, we get a road, we get like a dirt road in the middle of nowhere. I am not like a botanist or something. I don't know what kind of plants these are. What is this, like sugar cane? Does India have these kind of trees? Oh, wait. It looks like there's a town up ahead. If we can find any kind of writing. Uh, Bicycle doesn't give away much. Dodge Durango. I'm still not sure. I think this is South America? There's a sign right here. Okay, that's our tentative guess. I don't see any signs or anything. Oh, here. Okay, so it looks like Spanish. Wait. Mexico? Blind guess? Here we go. Oh, not bad. Not bad. I just kind of picked this. I just picked that spot at kind of random. It's like, here's okay. Nice. That Mexico sign kind of gave it away. Great. Another mountain road. What is it with GeoGuessr and these roads in the middle of nowhere? Wait, I think I see a sign. Oh, Ecuador. Along the E25. I see it right here. Rio Mulaut. 300 inhabitants. 500 meters above sea level. Yeah, that's the issue. Where on the E25? This looks like a small town if it's only like 300 people here. Hey, I found Los Angeles. Eeny, meeny, miny. Oh, it was further north. Oh, it was further north. Thankfully, there was that one sign that completely gave it away. Wait, what's that sign saying? Retour parking. Go over here and see what signs are available. Oh. Dans le bac bleu. Looks like French. Maybe? Guessing. Not too bad. What is this? Parc Naturel Régional du Haut-Jura. Like on the border with Switzerland. Ah, civilization. Literacy Central Vancouver Island. Wait, which side is Vancouver? Oh, Vancouver, here we go. Oh, Vancouver Island. Alright, we might be able to get close with this. Scotiabank. Have you done the Genshin events yet? Yeah. CM Oliver Building. Vancouver Island. Where on Vancouver Island? What is this? Ashlar Lodge? Red's Bakery? It just says Vancouver Island. Like where on Vancouver? Oh, you know what? Victoria. Nope, it was Nanaimo. Alright, close enough. But yeah, I've done the events. Why? Oh boy. I hope there are signs again. Nothing but trees. I am not an arborist. I don't know. Oh. Wait, the license plate. I think it's an EU license plate. I see a bit of blue on this side. I hope this means it's in the EU, otherwise I'm screwed. Okay, so they're driving on the right side, so it's not the UK. I don't see any signs. Oh, wait. Nah, too blurry to make out. Looks like the kind of place Bigfoot would show up out of nowhere. Power lines. Leading way out into the distance. Alright. No idea. It was in Slovakia? Oh, come on. 21,000. Better than I thought I was gonna do. Looks like, yeah, you were kind of off there, Michael. All right, I'm on a bridge. One car at a time, apparently. That one time, yeah, I remember. Looks like they're doing construction. They're like expanding this bridge. Or repairing it, who knows. I have no idea. I feel like that's Eastern Europe or something. Okay, not getting much. Oh, wait, looks like there's a sign right here. Definitely Eastern Europe. The question is, though, is this like Russia or not? Oh, god damn it, my headphones are cutting out. When in doubt, Russia. It's too blurry to make out. I can't tell what this, like, map is of. Is this what I'm looking at? Is this what I'm looking at? Yeah, maybe we'll get more clues if I just keep going down the road a bit more. Looks like there's a town or something right here. I'm not sure how much that sign would have helped. Beer. Loga. Some sort of vending machine? I haven't even seen any flags or anything. Blind guess. Not my worst. Volgograd. At least there's civilization here. And not the middle of some... Am I in Japan? Or not. I don't know why. That was Japan for a second. Oh, hello. Oh, come on. I'm trying to, like, get a look at the side, but it's, like, horrible angles. Hotel something. Yeah, I was way off with my Japan guess. Looks like there's a lake. Blind guess. Austria? Well, German speaking. Oh, sign. Nice. I don't recognize the language, unfortunately. Where could I be? Head back this way. Wait, am I in Turkey? Wait. I saw a flag. Oh, god damn it. Can I jump over here? Go with my gut. I think it's somewhere in Turkey. I was right. It was Turkey. Oh no. Hang on, where was that one place last time? Mexico? What is the off chance it's Mexico again? Hang on, I remember... It was Brazil. Rookie Seeker. Ah, 15. That was a lot worse. Mainly due to this one. Hydrate? Alright. Today's beverage of choice is G Fuel. I left it in the freezer and kind of forgot about it, and it was mostly frozen. Now, it's mostly melted, but there's still a big block of ice. That's keeping it cold. Consortium. Country. Is that Australia? Ah. Brisbane. It was wait, hang on. I need to see the flags of New Zealand and Australia. New Zealand. Okay. Oh, they're similar. They've got the Union Jack in the upper left, and then like a couple stars. Oh, they're similar. I thought it was Australia. It was fucking New Zealand. Might be a EU plate. Wait, did I just see Canada? Oh. There was like some text that blurry text that popped up. It just said Google. Again, what is it with like GeoGuessr and tossing you into the middle of nowhere? Poland. Hey, I was right. Let's see, there's a bridge. Oh, here we go. General dealer. Investments. Salon. Wonder where I am. Wait. That car. It's heading the... Driving on the left. Wait, I think Kenya drives on the left. Nope. Eswatini? Damn. Oh, hang on. Yeah, wait, is that the Turkish flag again? Hey! Oh, Chile! Where on this massive stretch of Chile is this? I see D510. Doesn't look like a major highway. Oh, I didn't mean to click that, but okay. SOS? Like an emergency phone? Hang on. Ah, damn it, there's nothing on this billboard. It's like a roadside shop. Blind guess. Ah. Bit too far north. 15K again. Well, at least we're not too far from a town. But why is it turning me? Okay. Where could we be? Colonia Mica. .at. There's a website. I can see it says .at. I think that's somewhere in Europe. Germany's .de. .it. .fr. UK. I think it's like Switzerland or Netherlands. Romania? Why is Romania.at? Oh, I think this is the EU. Well, I think. I say I think, but... Provincial de Burgos. Oh, that sign I was looking at isn't there this time. Oh, come on. Provincia del Burgos. No idea. It was Spain. Castilla y León. Spain again? Oh, nice. Oh, that one was good. I saw the word León and just went for it. I'll follow this truck. Oleg Martin. I guess it's just the name of the shipping company. Alright, I'll follow this truck, I guess. Oh, great. Thanks. Wait, what the hell? I just fucking time warp? It's like a truck stop up ahead. Oh, hello. Wait, are we in Russia again? Oh, god damn it. Oh, it went right past us, that stupid blip. Does that say .de? I think we're in Europe. But where in Europe, I'm not sure. T.I. Tinter Trent. Oh. It's like doubled up or something. Oh wait, here, there's a sign, there's a sign. Ah, thanks. I saw a truck that said .de. Maybe Ukraine? Nope, Russia. It's always feckin' Russia. De los Lagos? Wait, Lagos? I feel like I've seen that somewhere over here. Maybe a different Lagos. Gobierno Regional de los Lagos. Oh, hang on. Maybe I can find Lagos or something. Because I can see all the different states here. No. It's just trying to drag. Alright, let's just head down the road a bit more. We'll have to remember that though. Lagos. No. Thing there. Haven't noticed any flags. Not that I would be able to pick out what it was. Oh, this is the last round, too. I don't know anymore. Eeny, meeny, miny. Chile? Wait, it said Lagos on there. It's like the region of Lagos or something. What the hell? Not my best. Why? Oh my god. Got mountains on one side, a big flat plain on the other. What's this, weather station? Oh wait, there's a sign, there's a sign. What is this, like Scandinavia? Iceland! Alright, where the feck are we? Luton? Elton? I think this is the UK. Somewhere. I can find a place named... Wait. Oh, that's Luton with 2 T's, not 1 T. Give way. Alright, English countryside somewhere. Peterborough. Wait, what? I was guessing! How'd I actually get that close? Oh, there it is. Luton with 2 T's. I just picked Peterborough because it sounded kind of funny. Okay. By the ocean somewhere. Looks like a bay of some kind. Maybe it's Southeast Asia or something. Wouldn't surprise me. Wait, maybe that hat says something. Personal collection. Oh, just a gut feeling. Oh, hang on, can I go this way? Yeah, was this person on like a car or a bike or something? Ah, questions upon questions. Alright, so it's coastal, so we can kind of narrow that down. So it's like along here somewhere. Oh, hello, hello, hello. Talking text. Ice water. Shai Kenchi store? Blind guess. Oh, I was right. It was the Philippines. I was just on the wrong island. Slovenska. Wait, Slav? Oh my god. Oh, that was good. Oh, that was good. That was one of my better blind guesses. I'm not super familiar with that language. Oh. I jumped. Can I? Undo move. No, undo move. There we go. Hello? Info tool, Jalang tool. We're in Indonesia. But undo. I wanted to stay on the road surface, thank you, not jump underground all of a sudden. Alright, so major highway. I feel like it's in Indonesia. I don't know. Holy crap, I was right. Oh. How am I getting this lucky? I just randomly guessed Jakarta. Because it was a big city, there was like freeways and overpasses. Oh, that was good. Oh, that was good. If anything killed me, it was the Sweden-Iceland guess. Why? This is literally the middle of nowhere. Bienvenidos al Distrito Agropecuario Turístico y Ecológico de ITE. Archaeologica? Maybe Municipality District de... Bro, oh, I thought it said Panama for a second. Wait. Peru? Indigenous Reserve. Is it ITE? What's it? ITE, where is that? Wait. Panamericana Sur. South America? Sur means south, I think. Pueblo ITE. No idea. Okay, it was Peru, just a bit further south. Getting like Southeast Asian vibes. Wow, you know this is like the one rich person on the block. Because look at their next door neighbor. Yeah, then you just like, whoosh. The one rich guy on the block. And then compare it to like his next door neighbor's house. Look at that. It's like very modern. It's got little like windows that go all the way up and everything. A second floor. What is this? Is this like a guest room? Oh, this guy's house isn't too bad. But then there's like fancy pants over here. Band for hire. Oh, hang on, it's in English. Ah, there's a bit of glare on the van window. Ah. Band for hire. That was in English. Oh yeah, then there's this guy. In this house that's kind of seen effects of the years. And then you have like the one rich guy on the block. I saw a picture of Jesus on the wall. Band for hire. Oh, they building a wall? Oh yeah, it looks like it. They dug out this like trench and they're like building this wall. Hey, Lakers guy. Alright, I'm pretty sure it's Southeast Asia, but again, I have no idea which feckin' country it is. Now I'm wondering what business deals that one rich guy down the road had to do to get that house. When most of his neighbors, like, seem not quite as well off. Alright, where was I? Don't tell me it's the Philippines again. Because they had some English, right? Hell of it. Let's see, last time... It's right here. Hey, I'm on the same island this time. At least I got the right island, so I was right, it was the Philippines. Why? What kind of plant is this? I don't think grapevines grow that high. They seem to be suspended from, like, these cables. It's a farm of some kind, but what these crops are, I'm not sure. Don't know what that means. Just follow the road, I guess. Okay, it's metric. Oh, hello, hello. Brook, Fry, Beast, Landforth, Germany. Nuremberg. What? How'd I actually get close? I blindly guessed. It could have been Austria. Like, they speak German as well. Oh no. Wait, is that like an aloe plant? What kind of trees are these? I feel like this is South America, but I could be wrong. Oh wait. Sign? Back one. Cyber Leo Copias Capillaria Nieve. Is that like a Wi-Fi signal symbol? It's like, hey, Wi-Fi here. Okay. Okay, mountainous. Blind guess. Mexico. Wait, what language is that? that Chinese? Or Japanese? I hear they use similar characters. Let me go down the road a bit. Chinese? Wait. Taiwan or PRC? There's a lot of red. Some sort of celebration. Alright. Going for a shot in the dark. Oh, it was Taiwan. Oh. 17? Could have been better. Why? Hang on. Truce Yerg. Overby Ling. Alright, I think it's somewhere in Europe. It's also along the coast, which does not help too much. Wait, go back. Is that just a sign for an uneven road? Wait, that car. What side of the road was it driving on? Okay, right side, so not UK. Ornberg Vin. Someone's house. Some horses. Alright, so be it. That what? Oh, go away. What was this, Denmark? Wait, or is this Sweden? Hang on. Wait, where's the border? Okay, so this is the border between Denmark and Germany. Where's the Denmark-Sweden border? Is it like here? This bridge? Okay, Stockholm is capital. Pretty sure Copenhagen's the capital of Denmark. And this is Sweden for sure. I guess it's like this. What? I think the camera glitched out like right here. Like, this looks okay, and then you turn around, it's like a glitch in the Matrix. Yeah, the camera's just bugging out. Oh boy, middle of the forest. What is going on? Like, you look anywhere else, it's fine, and then there's like this one spot on the camera that's like busted. Oh, wait. This might be Japan. Google Street View. Get the hell with it. Japan it is. Wait, it's Taiwan again. What is it with fucking... Wait, when did I... Oh, hang on. Resume. Okay. What is it with GeoGuessr and, like, middles of nowhere? Oh. Thank you, random Swedish person. Oh, it's like right by the border with Finland. Am I in Southeast Asia again? Wait. Guessing... Wonder if I should just guess Taiwan again. Whoa, go back, wait. Undo move. I don't know, Taiwan again? It is Taiwan again! Again with like the glitched out camera. Wait. Where was that last place that had the glitched out camera as well? I heard people talking for a second. Okay, graveyard. I can't see that sign very well. Wait. What's that sign supposed to even mean? Like dead end? Oh. Looks like I time traveled. Oh, hydrate. I missed that one. One moment, please. Lucky there's that block of ice in there keeping the damn thing cold. Just garbage bins. Alright, it's in the far north where it's snowing. Just want to say Norway or something and call it a day. Britannia, or yeah. Really think it's in Scandinavia somewhere. Wait. Does this house have like a thatched roof or something? Look, like underneath the snow, it's like straw or something like that. What the hell? They trying to go like classical or something? It was Norway. Could have been better. Tabasco. Wait, isn't that place in Mexico? I'm sure it is. Chihuahua, Monterrey, Guadalajara, Mexico City, Oaxaca, Tabasco. Like the Tabasco province? Wait, is there a town called Tabasco somewhere? This is right here, Tabasco. around here. Wait, what? What? Oh, there's also a town called Tabasco, like, way over here. Palm trees? Wait, is that... Okay, that's the ocean. Near the coast. And Anoki LPG facility. Is this Africa? Judging by the skin tones of the people here. No idea. Oh, not too far off. Ghana? Okay, thick cloud cover. Looks like a river. Is this like a bay or something? Or a coast? Can't quite make it out. Wait. What flag is that? Norway? I believe that's the Norwegian flag. It was Norway, but it's like way, way, way far north. Club members? Samosa? Mount Kenya? Wait, is there Mount Kenya? National Park. I'm just gonna put it right on where it says Kenya, which is not too far off. Man. Looks like an EU plate. I can see a bit of blue on the side. Wait, they're driving on the... right side? Oh wait, no. I think this is like these two lanes are one way. Sign? A3. That's not helpful in the slightest. Oh, hello, hello, hello. Spanish? Conservación. Ministry of Transport. Looks like they're taking care of some trees. Some coat of arms there I can't quite recognize. Ministerial de Transport. Agency. Urban. I just want to say Spain. Hey, I was right. It was Spain. I'm just clocking in at around 17,000. Wait. Oh, truck? Culture, service, future, guisnail.com. What country are you from? I want to say French, but it doesn't say dot like FR. Wait, it's by the coast. Hello, sign. I'm just gonna say France. The hell with it. Wait, France by the coast. I saw ocean. Hey, not bad. Oh no. Wait. Good old, is it Taiwan or Japan? Why does that look like it's a picture of Shinzo Abe? I say Japan. It was Japan, just a bit further away than I thought it was. Wait, what's that thing? Oh, it just Google Maps Street View. Wait, I saw a sign. More. A bit more. P.O. Box 15 WAUW/R for development something. Africa, I suspect. Is this a school? Rehabilitated? Wait. Right side of the road. Go this way for now. Some sort of like track and field thing. Whoa. Oh, it's like the same sign again. Stop sign? Sitic Street. Top Square Ventures. Sheriff Golly for Was Central. What's Was Central? Wait. What does that say? PNC? Is that the, like, the party or something? PN? No, I don't. No idea anymore. Is this North America? Oh, what do those bins say? Oh, Canada. Ottawa. I don't know. Of course it would be on the other side. For once, my Lancashire. Sheffield, Cambridge, Cheltenham, Leicester, Peterborough, Ipswich, Liverpool, Blackpool, Leeds. Junction Street, Paddington Road. Town Center. Hang on. A671, A679. A31. Wait, no, wrong place. Oh, here. A5, A4, A6. A616, A630. A65, A68. A646. 66, what is it? 671, 679. I think I'm a bit too far. $680, 65. Oh, 671. 677. I'm guessing around here. Hang on. What was it? Hastenford? Healywood? Oh, 6.1 miles. Okay, that was about as good as I was gonna get that. Oh, even then I was scoring lower. Alright, one last round. This round is not gonna go well. Okay, I'm just gonna say Oslo. It was Norway. Just... What the feck? Wait, I think that said Montana. Hang on. Montana, okay. West Montana 200. I think this is the first US location we've gotten, and of course it's feckin' Montana. Wait, another sign. Jordan and Sydney. Although I can't tell... Wait, what? Oh, I thought that said poison. It's Polson. I thought it was like an I, not a L, lowercase L. Damn it, where's... Okay. Jordan and Sydney, if I can't make out the distances. Okay, 55 and 136. Do I have a... I can't make out distances. Okay, wait. Jordan? Jordan! I found Jordan! Here, Jordan, 55 miles. So... Wait, it said 200. Montana, 200. I found the 200. Jordan and Sydney. On the 200. Ah, come back. Lambert, Glasgow. Alright, I'm gonna guess near Jordan. I'm gonna guess on Jordan. Ah, 52 miles. Bienvenidos a Padilla. History, tradition, culture. Autonomous Municipal of Padilla? Municipality? Yeah, can I get closer? Gobierno de Esteban. Construction of electricity transmission lines. Sucre to Padilla. Wait, Padilla. Where's Padilla? And Sucre. I didn't see a flag on this sign. It's like a coat of arms or something. Oh, here we go. Province of Tomina. Altitude? I'd say 2,000 meters above sea level. 12,000 inhabitants? Wait, did it say province of what? Tomina. Sonora Province, Chihuahua Province, Coahuila Province, Nuevo Leon, Durango, Sinaloa, Guanajuato, Colima, Guerrero, Oaxaca, Tabasco, Veracruz. Is it not in Mexico? Don't tell me it's in Spain. Oh, hang on. I think I missed something. Orange chicken for dinner. Oh, nice. I didn't catch that earlier. I just kind of glanced over. But yeah, that sounds good. I don't know when you sent that, but that sounds good. Why do I keep jumping around? I'm just trying to go down the street. Oh, no, not forward. Nope, forward. God damn it. Wait. Oh, I think that was just an address. Abandoned house. Why? I did not click backward. No cars? Or no trucks? Oh, it's Bolivia. Good thing I didn't guess, like, Mexico. Wait, where's Bolivia? It's right above here. Wait, Sucre. Sucre. Sucre and Padilla. Padilla. Wait, where's Padilla? 65 miles. Okay, not bad. I think this is India. What is this, election year? Hang on. Is this like India or like Bangladesh? Oh, it's hard to tell. It looks like India. Where, though? Bengal? Wait, it was actually Bangladesh? Oh my god. Why? Hang on. I see a sign. Oh no, I can't make it out. Oh, I can't go any further. Another sign? Again, I can't make it out. Fairly confident in Southeast Asia. Oh, I can't move forward by bigger increments. Okay, there we go. Thanks a lot, Google car. Or rather, like a GeoGuessr for putting me in the middle of nowhere. Oh no. Some cows minding their own business. Not a damn sign in sight. If I had a sign, just a sign with words written on it, I could narrow it down at least. Let's see, I think I went that way. I think I'll go this way now. Not much better, if at all. No signs or anything, just some... Wait. Oh my god, a sign. Hacienda La Jungla. Okay, so... South America? Wait, is that a donkey? Huh. What do you know? It was Bolivia again. Ugh. Oh man, I'm starting to boil. Hang on, what was my score? My best was the 21. Took 10 minutes. And then there are these cheaters. What do these symbols mean? That they're like verified players? That they somehow managed to do this in 1 minute and get a perfect score? 26 seconds, 30 seconds, 12, 17, 9. What do these symbols mean? They're like verified players? How am I hearing? Sounds like a phone's going off or something, but it's not mine. Or maybe I'm just hearing things, and the sea madness is already getting to me. Alright, I think that's enough geography for now. There's some videos I've been wanting to see, including one about some crazy... Are you familiar with Defunct Land? Yeah. Just chatting. Now biology? No. Alright. To YouTube. What? No, just YouTube. Alright, 1 second. Defunct Land.
Over the
Here. Quick description. YouTube series discussing history of extinct theme park and theme entertainment experiences. What? The American Idol theme park? Garfield ride? The Awful Wiggles dark ride? Disney Fast Pass Complicated History. History of the worst SeaWorld ride. Defunct Land VR. Oh, that one's VR. Oh, that video is in VR. History of Toys R Us Times Square. Freedom Land USA. Coney Island. Oh, we need oh, I could be here forever. I've watched streamers react to some of these videos, but I don't think I've actually sat down and like watched one of them myself. All right, hang on. I want to see what the hell this Freedom Land thing is.
On June 15th, 1959.
Oh, hang on. Full screen. Lock that onto 1080.
Disneyland Park celebrated its first major expansion with a television special hosted by Walt Disney himself. The star-studded event was billed as the second opening of Disneyland, a true spectacle. Among its viewers were 4 men, huddled in a small motel room in Wakefield, Massachusetts. They were as impressed as they were disappointed. All of them had been at the park 4 years prior for its grand opening. All of them had played a major role in the park's development, and all 4 were now on the other side of the country, pulling 14-hour days on their own theme park project that would be less impressive and visited by less people. In that moment, all but one of them wished they were back at Disneyland. Once the special was over, they turned off the TV, cracked open some beers, and played a few rounds of poker to get their minds where their bodies already were, away from Anaheim.
Season 3 of Defunct Land, apparently. Episode 9, Freedom Land USA. Kevin Perjurer.
C.V. Wood was a hustler at best and a con man at worst. He was born on December 17, 1920, in a small town in Oklahoma, although he would often claim that he was from Texas, which he had moved to around the age of 8. His father worked for the Santa Fe Railroad during the height of the Great Depression, but Wood resented the poverty of his youth, so he rarely mentioned it. Wood would claim that he had a degree in engineering from the University of Oklahoma, but there is no proof of this, and many close to him doubted the accuracy of the claim.
Wow.
Despite
He
this,
just
Wood was
straight
able to
up
land
lied.
multiple engineering jobs just by saying he was qualified and hoping that no one checked, which they did not. Even his own name, CV, was not free of Wood's
I'm
fabrications.
qualified, bro.
CV stood
Trust
for
me.
Cornelius Vanderbilt Wood. Some say it stood for Commodore Vanderbilt Wood. But if someone asked him, his name was C for nothing, V for nothing Wood. He preferred Woody anyways. Woody sold his mistruths and exaggerations with a cartoonish Texas accent and a showman's personality. His biggest fear in life was returning to poverty, and his greatest goal was prominence. He had learned to play life like a poker game. Woody wasn't dealt a good hand, so he learned to bluff, and no one had called him on it. Woody eventually went to work for the Stanford Research Institute, an economic development firm who in 1953 was hired by Walt and Roy Disney to help in the construction of Walt's amusement park. Harrison Buzz Price, an economist at Stanford, and Woody were tasked with finding a location for the park, as well as researching many of the logistics of operating such a business. Woody stepped into his role effortlessly. He casually chatted with landowners and leaked fake leads to the press so no one knew where Walt was intending to purchase land. He was equal parts charming and manipulative. Woody and Buzz Price also conducted possibly the most thorough assessment of amusement parks at the time, and soon C.V. Wood was a qualified expert in his field, more qualified than he had ever been as an engineer. In April 1954, with construction on the park set to begin, Roy Disney asked Wood to leave the Stanford Research Institute and join Disneyland full-time as its general manager and executive vice president. It also made him the park's first employee. He was expected to stay at least through the construction and the first year of operation. Growing up, Woody had developed a close-knit group of friends, which nicknamed themselves the Bombers, after a World War I film that they had watched. The Bombers remained friends into their adulthood, and constantly hired one another onto their projects. After obtaining his position at Disneyland, Woody did not hesitate in hiring many of his childhood friends and other acquaintances. One bomber, Earl Shelton, would become Disneyland's site manager, one of Wood's former bosses, Fred Schumacher, who had helped develop the 1939 New York World's Fair, would be brought on as a park executive. A former co-worker of Wood's, Van Arsdale France, would join Disneyland to train the park's employees. Joe Fowler, a retired Navy admiral that Wood had worked with while at SRI, was brought on to oversee the construction of the Mark Twain riverboat. It was as if Woody was planning a coup, and Walt grew suspicious of his intentions.
What's the word
Woody
I'm
was a
looking
man
for?
that was always moving forward, climbing the ladder.
Nepotism?
And being Disneyland's general manager,
Is that what this is?
there was nowhere else for him to go. Walt tended to resent the suits within his organization, as they often limited his creative visions. But Walt soon learned that Wood was on another level. He was willing to do or say anything for the sale. However, as uncomfortable as Walt was with Woody's business practices, he and Roy needed him, especially when it came to securing sponsors for the park. As construction continued, tensions between Walt and Woody rose through a series of incidents. Wood was frustrated by Walt's attention to detail with the park, believing that it was unnecessary. At one point, Wood approached Walt about a raise in the throes of construction. Walt turned him down. Disneyland was running out of funds quickly, and Walt was offended by Wood's audacity. Woody, still believing he deserved a higher pay and now feeling insulted by Walt, secretly set up a series of kickbacks with small vendors who wanted into Disneyland. On top of this, Walt would blame Woody for much of the chaos of Disneyland's opening, referred to as Black Sunday. Walt believed that the lack of crowd control and the many non-operating attractions was the fault of the park's manager. Once Disneyland was open and deemed a success, Woody, in his pursuit of fame, tried to inch himself into the spotlight. When Vice President Richard Nixon was given the key to Disneyland, Wood was the one who presented it. In November of 1955, just a few months after Disneyland's opening, Walt debuted the Mickey Mouse Club Circus just outside the park, which Wood was firmly against. After the circus failed to attract guests, Wood suggested that they make changes, which prompted Walt to respond with, quote, "God damn you, this is my circus." Roy was constantly intervening between the two, but from Wood's
Damn you,
perspective,
this is
he
my
often had to
circus.
mediate between Walt and Roy. Perhaps Wood's most suspicious move while at Disneyland was the way in which he courted Ron Miller, Walt's son-in-law, at one point convincing Miller that Walt was irrational in his plans for the park, almost as if to draw more of the Disneyland team to his side. Walt might have felt threatened by Wood and the group of followers that he was acquiring within his own organization, fearing that he would be betrayed with Disneyland, as he had with Oswald the Lucky Rabbit and Universal, or with the strike in his own studio. Whether it was Wood's manipulation, Walt's paranoia, or a mix of both remains unclear, but the series of incidents led to Wood's firing in January of 1956. Woody was out of Disneyland, but he did not intend to leave the amusement park business. While he might have lost the hand, he was leaving with an ace up his sleeve.
Oh, and what is this ace?
After his departure from Disney, Wood would form Marco Engineering Incorporated to build other theme parks throughout the United States. The design firm was ingenious, as many wealthy entrepreneurs and real estate investors were striving to copy Disneyland's success. Wood used his time at Disneyland as his main selling point, and recruited many Disneyland employees away from Walt and to Marco. The firm's first major project came in 1957, with a park to be named Magic Mountain in Golden, Colorado. Magic Mountain was planned to be an educational theme park based on Colorado history, with an Indian village and western town. There was also to be a futuristic city of Mars and a fairy tale castle, likely drawing inspiration from a source unrelated to Colorado history. The park would only be constructed partially, with many of the original plans scrapped. After Magic Mountain, Marco would design Pleasure Island in Wakefield, Massachusetts, another park with more than a few similarities to Disneyland. Some even called it the Disneyland of the Northeast. However, the park to truly hold the label, the Disneyland of the East, would be Wood's next project. Van France, who had left Disneyland to work with Wood once again, recalled finishing work on Pleasure Island's first season. Wood had already left the project to pitch a new park to New York. Wood told France to meet him in Manhattan. When he arrived at Wood's hotel room, Woody simply pointed at the table. On top of it sat a check for $13 million. With little more than his Texas charm and Disneyland on his resume, Woody had sold a theme park to the wealthy elite of New York City. The park was to be named Freedomland USA. The goal of the park was to, quote, tell the whole American story in one vast area shaped like our country's map and segmented into states.
Hang on, 13 million back then? That would have been a fortune. Hang on a minute. Let me go find a fucking inflation calculator. Hang on. Inflation calculator. Okay, here's one by the Department of Labor. Hang on. There... Well, what the hell? Oh, okay, okay. It's over here. 13 million in January. Hang on. What year was this? Let me just put Disneyland opening date. 1955. Okay, calculate that. Please use values less than 10. Okay, God damn it. All right, give me a second. If in 1955, wait, no, it was 13 million. Calculate. $19.59. Ah, close enough. A few years won't make too much of a difference. At any rate, according to this inflation calculator, that 13 mil today would be worth 152. Yeah, I don't think 4 years is gonna make that much of a difference. But yeah, 152 mil in today's money. That is not a small amount.
Around 80 acres would be required for the US-shaped park, compared to Disneyland's 60 acres. Knowing that finding that much land in the densely populated New York City would be difficult, Wood pitched the project to Webb and Knapp, a real estate firm run by famous developer William Zeckendorf, who had invested in Magic Mountain and Pleasure Island. Zeckendorf was a titan, overseeing the largest real estate empire at the time, but even he was not immune to Wood's charm. Impressively, Webb and Knapp owned an empty plot of land big enough to hold the park and then some, 205 acres of marshland in the Bronx, along the bank of the Hutchinson River. The land not used for the park would contain a parking lot for 7,200 cars and the Freedom Land Inn, the park's hotel. Zeckendorf agreed to lease the swampy plot in the Bronx for Wood's park, and Freedom Land had secured its land. Wood recruited investors to the project, including many of those that had invested in Pleasure Island. These investors formed a company called the International Recreation Corporation, or IRC, which would act as Freedom Land's parent company. Wood's park would cost $65 million, compared to Disneyland's $17 million.
Let me go check that real quick. 65 million? 761 million in today's money. Jeez, they're throwing around some big numbers here.
This was in part because the land was expensive to lease and because construction was more expensive in New York City. But Wood's ambitions for the park, which he saw as being a bigger...
Alright. I'll hydrate. Hang on. The numbers they're throwing around here are incredible. God damn.
better Disneyland also inflated the price. The $65 million figure was also likely an exaggeration for the purpose of promotion. The park was designed to entertain 90,000 visitors on peak days, and 5 million guests per year were projected. The park planned to hold a groundbreaking ceremony on July 4, 1959, but it was delayed until August 26th. In September, it was announced that Fred Schumacher, who Woody had brought on as an executive at Disneyland, would serve as Freedom Land's vice president and general manager, the same roles Woody had held at Disneyland. Other Disney people included Cliff Walker, the lead designer on the Jungle Cruise, who would be the director of operations at Freedom Land. Earl Shelton, Woody's childhood friend and Disneyland's site manager, would be an executive at Freedom Land. Van France would continue with macro engineering, training Freedom Land's employees as he had done at Disneyland. And these were just a few of the many Disneyland employees that would contribute to Freedom Land. By the time the park was under construction, plans for the 1964 New York World's Fair had been unveiled. The fair became a goal line for the park. The team believed that the World's Fair would draw massive crowds into New York City, and these crowds would likely spend a day at Freedomland. This belief even influenced Freedomland's advertising, with promotion for the park rolled out nationwide to familiarize the country with Freedomland before they traveled to the fair. Freedomland would miss its June 1st deadline, but would open a few weeks later, on June 19th, 1960. As with Disneyland, Freedomland's debut would be chaotic. The park's pavement was one of the last things to be finished, in a similar situation to Disneyland. At Disney's park, the heels of women's shoes sunk into the asphalt. Freedomland's situation was slightly worse, as the land beneath the park was swampland, with some sections of it having been used as a landfill. By some accounts, this led to springs from old mattresses poking their way up through the pavement and tripping visitors. Also in a parallel to Disneyland, opening day was hot, the water fountains weren't operational, and many of the attractions were roped off. Wood, who had been blamed for Disneyland's botched opening, was looking more like a common denominator rather than an innocent bystander. However, opening day did successfully draw over 60,000 people into Freedomland. New York Mayor Robert Wagner would declare June 19th Freedomland Day.
Damn. Mattress springs sticking out of the of the ground because of swampland and like bad asphalt.
Right on time. Now this may be Indian territory and it may look like the Old West, but the time is today and the place is Freedomland, a big entertainment park in the Bronx in the state of New York, just half an hour by subway from Times Square in New York City.
I want to know what happened to this place. We all gotta
Guests
know
would
what
enter
happened.
Freedomland as millions had, through New York. The first theme section, named Little Old New York, was the city in the mid to late 19th century. Old New York was similar to Main Street USA in that it mainly consisted of era-specific shops and modes of transportation. The most advertised of all of the stores was certainly the replica of the first New York Macy's, which sold toys, hats, and other souvenirs. The main attraction of the land was the horseless carriage, an antique cars ride through a mock New England countryside. Aero Development, the company which had contributed many attractions to Disneyland, was responsible for the antique cars as well as numerous other Freedomland rides. As with Disneyland, Wood recruited sponsors for many of Freedomland's restaurants, shops, and attractions, packing in even more companies than he had with Disneyland. Freedomland also featured costumed actors portraying citizens of the time periods. In Little Old New York, a suffragette and a police officer would perform and interact with visitors. After the New York section was Old Chicago. Unlike the broad time period of Freedomland's New York area, Old Chicago was set at a very specific date and time. In October of 1871, the Great Chicago Fire killed around 300 people and did unfathomable damage to the city. After the fire, a reporter for the Chicago Republican newspaper claimed that the fire was started in the barn of Irish immigrant Catherine O'Leary while she was milking her cow. He claimed that the cow kicked over a lantern, which started the fire, a story that was soon published throughout the country, being accepted far and wide as the reason for the destruction, fueled by anti-poverty, anti-Irish, and anti-Catholic sentiments. 40 years later, the reporter admitted that he and two of his co-workers had made the story up.
Oh,
It's up
that's
for
fucked
debate
up.
which is more embarrassing, that these people would ruin the reputation and life of an innocent woman to sell a few papers, or that it took 3 people to fabricate a story in which a cow kicks over a lantern. No matter, O'Leary, who reportedly, quote, died heartbroken in 1895, and the cow, who died likely oblivious at an unreported date, were cleared of all guilt. But that did not stop Freedomland USA, a park boasted as, quote, authentic in every detail, for continuing to point the finger at O'Leary. In fact, visitors to Freedomland could literally point at O'Leary and her cow, as they were featured in the Old Chicago area as walk-around characters. The Chicago Fire itself was also recreated. The brochure stated, quote, "The Great Chicago Fire was a disaster. Today, it's spectacular entertainment."
Fire! Look at that!
What?
Once every 20 minutes, a controlled fire was started on a group of buildings, and a hand-pumped fire engine was rolled out. Children were encouraged to help pump the water to put out the flames. Also in Old Chicago was the Great Lakes, a man-made waterway in which a sternwheeler and a tugboat took guests on a scenic tour, with bands on board to lead them in song. There was also a station for the park's railroad, the Santa Fe Railroad, based on the real-life railway that Wood's father had worked on. After Old Chicago was the Great Plains, set between 1803 and 1900. This area featured Fort Calvary, a log stockade straight from the, quote, Indian fightin' days. Inside, guests could learn to square dance and lasso, while also seeing bandits get caught, charged, and even attend their funeral after they were hung. An Indian village originally located in Old Chicago was eventually moved to this area as well. The major attraction of the land was the stagecoach, which gave guests a tour of the plains and even crossed a river. After the Great Plains was San Francisco, also set in a specific year, 1906, the year of the Great Earthquake. In another disaster-turned-spectacle, the main attraction of the area would be Earthquake, a dark ride that took guests through the streets of San Francisco during the earthquake that killed over 3,000 people. Buildings crumbled, houses slid, and fires broke out as the dark ride progressed. San Francisco also had a stop for the Santa Fe Railroad.
Attraction?
The other main attraction of the area was the Northwest Fur Trapper, Freedomland's Jungle Cruise equivalent, which took guests on a fur trapping journey along the Pacific Northwest, where they would have to avoid collapsing bridges, cougar attacks, and, quote, an ambush by totem pole Indians. By this point in the guest's Freedomland journey, some might have noticed a slight bias in the park's storytelling. While the Indian village would feature members of the Penobscot tribe as actors, the Northwest Fur Trapper ride, Fort Cavalry, and the stagecoach ride would refer to or depict indigenous people as aggressors, while depicting the pioneers as rugged heroes. This Western aesthetic was popularized decades prior by Buffalo Bill Cody's Wild West show, and Freedomland would feature an actress portraying Annie Oakley, Buffalo Bill's famous sharpshooter. Freedomland marketed itself as edutainment, but in reality, its focus was unbridled patriotism, far more than even Disneyland presented. Freedomland was the bedroom where Uncle Sam and Lady Liberty made Yankee Doodle Dandy. It was the idea of the USA brought to life. Nowhere was this more evident than in the park's mascot, the fictional Johnny Freedom, said to be a, quote, representative of the American spirit of hard work and ingenuity.
Hang on. Freedomland was the bedroom that Uncle Sam and Lady Liberty made Yankee Doodle Dandy. Oh man. Did he write the script himself? If so, good stuff. Good stuff.
After San Francisco was the Old Southwest, set in 1890, combining three southwestern towns, Tucson, Tombstone, and Santa Fe, into one themed area. Attractions included the Tucson Mining Company Sky Ride, Casa Loca, a tilted house, mine caverns, a two-story dark ride taking guests on a journey through an old mine, and the Santa Fe Opera House and Saloon, which played Western stage shows. When the Santa Fe Railroad passed through the Old Southwest, bandits would often hold up the train. Guests could also send themselves a letter while in the Great Plains that a Pony Express rider would deliver to a post office in the Old Southwest. After the Old Southwest was New Orleans, where every day was Mardi Gras. New Orleans featured multiple dark rides, including Buccaneers, a dark ride that took guests in a ride car dressed like a pirate ship through multiple scenes of pirates and even an encounter with the sea serpent. It is suspected that one of Marco Engineering's former Disneyland employees was made aware of Walt's concept for a pirate walkthrough attraction. It is theorized that the success of Buccaneers influenced the decision to change Disneyland's walkthrough Pirate Wax Museum into a dark ride. Another natural disaster dark ride, named Tornado, took guests on a car ride during a violent twister, viewing it destroy a family farm. Civil War took guests on wagons through a recreation of famous war scenes, using primitive animated figures. This was one of the park's most popular attractions, and it was partially created to capitalize off of the centennial of the Civil War, which would be celebrated from 1961 to 1965. New Orleans also featured an Aero Development Danny the Dragon ride, as well as the King Rex Carousel. The area was often referred to as Freedomland's Fantasyland equivalent. The seventh and final land of Freedomland was Satellite City, labeled as the future. The brochure stated, quote, Freedomland has taken you on a tour of America's past. In Satellite City, you can step right into its future. This space-age land was geographically located in Freedomlands, Florida, and many of the attractions were tied to the rocket launch site at Cape Canaveral. Attractions included the blast-off bunker, an educational walkthrough of a Cape Canaveral control room with a simulated launch sequence, a moving sidewalk, and the Satellite City Turnpike, a sports car kiddie ride showcasing the future of highways, similar to Disneyland's Autopia. Satellite City's most striking attraction was the Braniff Space Rover, a flight simulator that was a combination of Disneyland's Rocket to the Moon and Circarama attractions, giving guests views from above Earth, specifically of South America and the United States. The show building resembled an enormous UFO, straight from the movies of the day. The park also had its own soundtrack, with original arrangements and songs for each land. Freedomland, with its 7 themed areas and over 40 attractions, was impressive. While it clearly followed the Disneyland model, There were plenty of unique and innovative experiences that set Freedomland apart. The major difference in its scale was Wood's attention to detail. He brought the philosophy he had while at Disneyland with him to Freedomland. He believed that park guests focused on the big picture and not the tiny details. So while Freedomland was bigger than Disneyland, it lacked the depth that came from Walt's perfectionist nature and the talent of his artists. But Wood might not have been completely wrong, as many visitors who had visited both parks believed Freedomland was just as good, if not better, than Disneyland. Freedomland seemed well positioned to be a success. It had plenty of attractions, space, and promotion, but there was one major problem that the park would face. It would have to operate seasonally. Due to New York's climate and leisure habits, it was decided to operate Freedomland from June to October every year. This meant that in order to break even, Freedomland would need to attract 2 million visitors in its first season, although the team was aiming for 4.5 million. This was going to be difficult. Many, including Walt Disney himself, were not sure that East Coast audiences would be as receptive to Disneyland-type parks as the West Coast had been. It was a gamble, perhaps Wood's greatest yet, but if it were to fail, the main burden would fall to his investors. For now, though, Freedomland's future was bright.
Until...
A few widely published incidents would occur in the first few months of operation. Just after opening, one of the stage coaches overturned when the horses were spooked by the train's whistle. 10 people, including 3 children, were injured. 2 were hospitalized. On August 27th, one more robbery than planned was performed at the park, when 3 men held up the cash control center for real. They were shortly identified after one of the robbers read in the paper that they had stole a total of $28,000, when he had only received $5,000. After doing the math, he was so angry that he turned himself and the 2 others into the police. In the last few weeks of Freedomland's first season, reports began to emerge detailing financial trouble the park was facing. Apparently, even before the park opened, Wood & Company had run out of money, offering Webb and Knapp stock in the park rather than paying the rent, which Zeckendorf agreed to. The financial issues continued as the construction costs rose, and some major investors pulled out. To supplement this, Zeckendorf increased his share. Soon, Zeckendorf was a controlling shareholder, owning 40% in IRC. Zeckendorf stepped in and began operating the park, pushing out many of Wood's men, including Fred Schumacher. In the final weeks before Freedomland closed for the season, the operating schedule was changed to weekends only, leaving many weekday guests confused when they arrived at the closed park. For a quarter, they were invited to tour the non-operating grounds. October 30th, 1960 would be the final day of Freedomland's first operating season. The park had only managed to draw 1.5 million visitors, missing the necessary amount by 500,000 and falling far short of their goal for 4.5 million. By this point, Wood and Marco had moved on to their next project, a new park named Six Flags Over Texas to open in Arlington the following year. This left Zeckendorf with the keys to a failing park atop his lucrative land. The only way out that he could see was to invest more into the project. 2 live entertainment venues were added, the Hollywood Arena in the San Francisco section, and the Moon Bowl in Satellite City. However, the financial issues continued to pile up. Zeckendorf was already having a difficult time keeping a hold of Webb & Knapp's real estate empire, and Freedomland continued to be a money pit. Still, he hoped to turn it around. With the World's Fair just 3 seasons away, perhaps the park could turn a profit yet. Zeckendorf tried every trick that he knew, including restructuring assets between his companies to flow as much cash into Freedomland as possible. Ambitious plans for a Freedomland Inn were scrapped, and cheap amusements were added in an attempt to make a few quick bucks. Nothing seemed to work, and the park continued to lose money. After the 1962 season, the Tornado Dark Ride was sold to Kennywood in Pennsylvania, and other rides were put up for sale. Webb and Knapp began to auction the unused land surrounding Freedomland as Zeckendorf's empire continued to crumble. Zeckendorf tried to extend Freedomland's operating season, opening in late April for the 1963 season and even considering putting on Christmas and winter activities. These would not come to fruition. On May 16, 1964, Freedomland would open for its 5th season. As the opening approached, rumors circulated that Freedomland might be sold and moved to Florida, although park officials stated that they were optimistic about their future in New York, especially since the World's Fair had opened the previous month. In July, it was reported that Zeckendorf and Webb and Knapp had relinquished their controlling stake in the National Development Company, which had managed the land under Freedomland, as well as selling their shares in IRC. Both companies would go to Zeckendorf's long-term collaborator and president of the National Development Company, Hyman Green. Green was certain that with both the park and the land under his control, he would be able to save Freedomland, again citing the crowds coming to the New York World's Fair. However, his confidence was misplaced. On September 13, 1964, Freedomland closed its gates for the season. The next day, it filed for bankruptcy. The park was said to have been $27 million in debt. Hyman and Zeckendorf believed that they could sell a large portion of Freedomland, downsizing the theme park from its original 85 acres to a mere 30, but this never happened. Freedomland was closed forever. Most of the park's rides would be sold and relocated to other parks around the country, most notably Earthquake and Buccaneers, which would be moved to Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio, the latter being renamed to Pirate Ride. Zeckendorf would admit that Freedomland had been one of Webb and Knapp's biggest failures, coming at the worst possible time for the firm. His empire, which once had over $300 million in real estate, was no more, and Freedomland would forever be cited as one of the main reasons. There was one silver lining. The land under Freedomland was still valuable, and it would be sold to the United Housing Foundation, who on February 9, 1965, would announce their plans for the world's largest housing development, to be named Co-op City. The $300 million project would see high-rise residential buildings towering over the land on which Freedomland once stood. Co-op City still remains today, and a portion of the land is still technically zoned for amusement operations.
Huh.
Freedomland's quick demise left many wondering what happened. How did a park so grand fail so fast? The most glaring factors were the park's high construction costs and its seasonal operation schedule, both of which limited the park's success before opening day. However, this does not explain why Freedomland missed its attendance projections. These might have been inflated to begin with, but many speculate that Freedomland's model was already outdated by the time that it opened. The park might have been a better, bigger Disneyland, but it was a better version of the original 1955 Disneyland. By 1959, Disneyland had added 3 groundbreaking signature attractions, and amusement parks around the country began to add large thrill rides, of which Freedomland had none, which could have hurt the park's popularity. The most compelling theory to the park's demise comes from Freedomland historian and author Michael Vergentino. Vergentino tracks a series of evidence that suggests that Co-op City was planned for the park's real estate for some time, possibly even before the park was built. In a 1970 newspaper article, Zeckendorf claimed that, quote, Freedomland was a device to hold the land, and that was sound, suggesting that the park was always meant to be temporary. There remains many uncertainties, partly because Zeckendorf himself has given contradictory accounts of his involvement with the park. But there is evidence that suggests that at some point in Freedomland's lifespan, possibly even from its inception, Co-op City was planned. And if this is the case, then more than just Zeckendorf would be at fault for Freedomland's failure. A part of the blame would fall on city planner Robert Moses, who helped aid Co-op City's development as part of his housing renewal strategy for the city. The construction of Co-op City was reported to be the fulfillment of a Moses dream. Perhaps if the park had proved more profitable in its first few seasons, it could have lasted longer, but in the end, the world's largest entertainment center would last a mere 5 seasons. However, that was all the time that it needed to make a lasting impression on its guests, many of which fondly remember their trip to the country's past through the lens of Freedomland USA. By this point in the late 60s, C.V. Wood was off on other ambitious projects, continuing to play the same game he always had, finding success in the most unlikely of places, in everything from chili cook-offs to African diamond mines. In 1968,
Wait, what?
he was somehow able to convince the city of London to allow him to purchase
Chili cook-offs to African diamond mines? What?
the famous London Bridge, dismantle it, and move it to Arizona, a gamble that only Woody could see through. Supposedly, Woody never felt that Freedomland was fully finished, and believed that the financial troubles early on kept it from becoming the park that he had originally envisioned. While many of Wood's business associates, such as Van France, would return to work at Disneyland, Walt and Woody never reconciled their differences. After his departure from Disneyland, their distaste for one another only grew. During the construction of Freedomland, Wood was billing himself as the master builder of Disneyland, implying to his investors that he had played a part in designing Walt's park. Walt soon learned of this and would take Wood to court over the matter, asking that he stop implying that he had a hand in designing the park. Wood would stop promoting himself as the master builder of Disneyland, at least publicly, as a result of the suit. It is rumored that this also led to Wood exiting the amusement park industry after consulting on Six Flags Over Texas. Allegedly, Walt even had a hand in the failure of Freedomland. After filing for bankruptcy, Freedomland would cite one key reason for its failure. It would not blame the expensive construction, seasonal operation schedule, or even the lack of thrill rides for its demise. It would instead blame the 1964 New York World's Fair. The very fair that the Freedomland team hoped would save the park quickly became the go-to excuse for its inability to attract crowds in its final operating season. The official reason was the fair that had been built by New York's infamous master builder, Robert Moses, and that had been populated with groundbreaking attractions by Walt Disney.
Oh. Oh, they were ambitious, but I guess that didn't pay off. Ambitious but rubbish. I don't think I've heard of Freedom Land until today. Have you? Oh man, hang on. What's this most viewed video? Fast Pass, Nickelodeon Hotel, Action Park. I've seen that one. Yeah, I think like people died there. History of the worst SeaWorld ride. Tempting, tempting. Disney's Handwich? What? Failed sandwich of the future. What the hell? War for Disney's America. 1964 New York World's Fair. Jaws the ride? Wait, what? Disney's official airline. They had an airline? Curse of Sesame Street, History of the Muppet Show. Tomb Raider the ride? Oh man. Oh, there's a lot of good stuff here. Oh my god, I remember that show. Between the Lions? Wait, was that what it was called? Oh man, oh god, I feel old. I remember watching that show when I was like younger. History of McDonald's and Disney. History of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea submarine voyage. Oh man. Wait, was there a Ghostbusters ride or was this like a show or something? All right, one last one, one last one. All right, worst SeaWorld ride. Here we go.
On March 19, 2015, it was announced that Joel Manby would become the new CEO of SeaWorld Entertainment. Manby was previously the CEO of Hershend Enterprises, the largest family-owned amusement park company in the United States. The charismatic Manby had a proven track record in the theme park industry, and was even somewhat of a public figure after appearing on the CBS reality show Undercover Boss. Manby faced a great challenge when he took the helm at SeaWorld. The corporation's portfolio consisted of 6 parks: Busch Gardens Williamsburg, Busch Gardens Tampa, Sesame Place in Pennsylvania, and 3 SeaWorld branded amusement parks: the original SeaWorld San Diego, which opened in 1964, SeaWorld Orlando, which opened in 1973, and SeaWorld San Antonio, which opened in 1988. It was no secret why the position of CEO was vacant, as for the past 2 years, SeaWorld had been in crisis mode. In 2013, the documentary Blackfish premiered. The film was a scathing look at the treatment of captive orcas, specifically those held and bred.
remember watching that somewhere. Oh god, it was like CNN or something.
Spread at SeaWorld amusement parks. By the end of 2013, the documentary was airing regularly on CNN,
Oh.
and activists, government officials, and the general public as a whole were putting overwhelming pressure on SeaWorld to end their signature orca program. Manby assumed the position of CEO at the height of this crisis. Up to this point, SeaWorld's main response to the outcry had been to attack the documentary, the filmmakers, and the interviewees, but this only made matters worse. So the company pivoted to improving the living conditions of its orcas. In August of 2014, SeaWorld had announced an initiative titled the Blue World Project, that if approved would almost double the size of the orca tanks at SeaWorld San Diego, and subsequently in San Antonio and Orlando. When Manby joined the company, this project was still awaiting approval by the California Coastal Commission, which had jurisdiction over construction projects in the California Coastal Zone, which included SeaWorld San Diego, which sits in San Diego's Mission Bay. Just over 6 months after Manby joined SeaWorld, the commission approved the Blue World Project, but only on the condition that SeaWorld stop breeding and transferring orcas, effectively forcing them to end their orca program entirely once the park's current orcas passed. SeaWorld planned to sue the Coastal Commission to have the conditions removed, but Manby was already taking SeaWorld in a new direction. The month after the commission's conditional approval, Manby held a conference call with investors in which he outlined a new vision for the company. Manby's plan was to shift focus away from animal shows and put resources into more traditional amusement park attractions with a nautical theme. In the call, Manby announced 3 new attractions, all themed after a single television show named Sea Rescue. Sea Rescue was a documentary series that followed a group of veterinarians and experts attempting to rescue and rehabilitate marine life. The first attraction based off of the show was a unique roller coaster named SeaWorld Rescue: The Ride, which would be constructed for SeaWorld San Antonio. Another was tentatively titled SeaWorld Rescue, and concept art depicted guests boarding a rescue truck and receiving unique views of an aquarium. This attraction was earmarked for SeaWorld Orlando. Finally, the third attraction would be a submarine ride named Ocean Explorer, to be built at SeaWorld San Diego. The Sea Rescue rides were multi-million-dollar attractions, and in order to pay for them, Manby explained that he was diverting money away from the Blue World Project. 4 months later, in March of 2016, Manby made the decision to end SeaWorld's orca breeding program. The following month, SeaWorld announced that the Blue World Project had officially been canceled, and as Manby had outlined, the money was instead invested in new attractions for SeaWorld's 3 parks. While the Sea Rescue truck ride for Orlando would be scrapped, SeaWorld San Antonio would receive its Sea Rescue attraction, a double launch coaster now titled Wavebreaker: The Rescue Coaster. SeaWorld San Diego would also receive its submarine ride, but the company was now promising much more. In February of 2016, SeaWorld announced that a new 3-acre section, or a new realm as it was officially called, would be added to SeaWorld San Diego named Ocean Explorer. The children's area would feature aquariums, rides, and digital technologies, all focused on exploration and adventure, with a theme of ocean conservation. On top of some small flat-top rides, the area would feature a flagship attraction, named Submarine Quest. This was the realization of the attraction that Manby had announced months earlier in his conference call. The press release for the ride explained that, quote, guests would be adventurers on a global expedition of scientific exploration, traveling aboard submarines to see ocean explorers' remarkable undersea animals. Concept art of the area showed some of the marine life children would be able to interact with and torment incessantly with new creative glass placement. This concept art was either hastily made or sloppily made, or both, with some really poor compositing, as seen by the piece of concept art for Submarine Quest. While these seem to just be stock photos quickly placed inside a rendering of the submarine, the inclusion of this kid is perfect foreshadowing. Construction began in the summer of 2016, and the realm was scheduled to open in late spring of 2017. Ocean Explorer would be built just to the right of the park's entrance,
I haven't been
on a
back to
relatively empty
SeaWorld in,
parcel
like,
next to
over
one
a
of the park's
decade
cafes.
now, I
A
think.
flag display and a small animal viewing area would be removed to make
I remember when I was a kid, like, we used to go to, like, SeaWorld and, like, theme park, amusement parks in general, like, a whole lot more. But I guess the economy was better back then. But yeah, SeaWorld, man, last time I was there, over a decade or something. At least 15 years. 15 to 20 years ago. I remember seeing the orca shows. I didn't know about all the treatment stuff and whatnot from the Blackfish documentary. But, it was just, oh hey, tricks and stuff. Man.
Way for the new realm. Concept art for the land was circulated as construction began, and it appeared that the area's signature attraction, despite the name Submarine Quest, would actually be an elevated dark ride with outdoor sections, similar to Disney's People Mover attraction and the high-in-the-sky Seuss trolley train ride at Universal Studios' Islands of Adventure. Both of these attractions were gentle trips around their respective lands, providing guests a relaxing outdoor ride with some short dark ride portions. With Submarine Quest, it was assumed that these dark ride portions would be more elaborate, providing guests with special views of the new aquarium during their adventure. In a statement, SeaWorld assured the public that Submarine Quest would not be a shoot-'em-up style dark ride, even though no one considered that this was a possibility. Instead, the press release explained that by, quote, using digital touchscreens mounted in the ride vehicles, riders will play games and score points as they spot ocean creatures during the indoor and outdoor journey. The company launched a significant media campaign to coincide with the release of the new realm. SeaWorld San Diego published a video series on YouTube titled Meet the Deep, in which hosts Mike and Jenna chronicled the area and specifically Submarine Quest's development and construction. The Meet the Deep series is quite possibly the most in-depth documentation of a ride's construction by a theme park. The web series explores almost every aspect of construction. In the third episode, Mike and Jenna introduce Brian Morrow, Vice President of Theme Park Experience Design. Brian shows off the model ride vehicle for Submarine Quest and explains the interactive elements that were being installed in the ride, noting the touchscreen game that would be the attraction's signature feature. Days after this Meet the Deep episode was published, the final ride vehicle model was revealed at the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions Expo in 2016, and it was revealed in epic fashion.
Recipes.
No.
Recipes written by hand.
You don't get ad
lost
time.
to time.
A trailer was also released during the expo with a new opening date of summer 2017.
Punch in your coordinates. Set a course for discovery. Dive into Ocean Explorer, a whole new realm at SeaWorld.
In January of 2017,
Wow.
a Meet the
Talk
Deep
about
episode
hype.
was published in which Brian gave a tour of Chance Rides in Wichita, Kansas, which was the manufacturer for the attraction. They gave the first glimpse of the full-scale sub still in production, complete with lighting and the touchscreen game. The next episode featured Mike and Jenna actually playing this game. It was explained that the in-ride game would feature difficulty resistance, so that it was challenging for players of all ages. It was also revealed that there would be different levels of awards depending on how well the riders played. Also during this time, SeaWorld announced that a new roller coaster named Electric Eel would debut at SeaWorld San Diego in 2018. This coaster would be part of a Phase 2 expansion to the Ocean Explorer realm. Throughout the spring of 2017, as construction crews were putting the finishing touches on the new land, Meet the Deep walked the site multiple times. In April, SeaWorld held a ceremony to unveil the final submarine to park guests.
3, 2, 1.
The submarine remained on display as construction neared completion. Ocean Explorer and Submarine Quest had an impressive turnaround time. Despite being delayed from spring to summer of 2017, the new land was still set to debut just 16 months after being announced. No one seemed more excited for the land to open than those internally at SeaWorld. Executives and the ride's designers hoped that enthusiasm would spread to guests. Tempting fate, SeaWorld San Diego president John Riley said, quote, "Our guest response to new attractions has always been tremendously positive." On June 1st, 2017, Ocean Explorer held its grand opening ceremony. SeaWorld
about
pulled out all
cocky.
of the stops for the event. There were ribbon wavers, confetti, flares, the eel from a discontinued ice show at Busch Gardens Tampa, and they even got a bubble guy. With the realm now open, dozens of guests who had waited
even
minutes
got a
for the
bubble
land's
guy.
opening casually walked inside the new world of exploration, discovery, and conservation, by apparently immediately trampling the plants due to lack of fencing. Ocean Explorer featured 4 new kiddie rides: Sea Dragon Drop, the Octorock, Aqua Scout,
Hang on, wait,
and the
wait,
most
wait,
well
what'd that say?
immediately trampling the plants of guests who had waited minutes for the land's opening casually walked inside the new world of exploration, discovery, and conservation, by apparently immediately trampling the plants due to lack of fencing.
Many of the new plants were trampled by toddlers.
Ocean Explorer featured 4 new kiddie rides: Sea Dragon Drop, the Octorock, Aqua Scout, and the most well-received, Tentacle Twirl. The aquariums throughout Ocean Explorer were quite small, but they did feature the unique viewing angles as promised. There was also an interactive attraction, the Skill Training Pod, as well as the Explorer's Cafe, whose signage choices were a bit confusing as everything else in the land is designed for small children, except for the craft beer apparently. The signature attraction was of course Submarine Quest. The ride vehicles could be seen as guests entered the land, making their way around the ride track. After hearing a year's worth of press describing the ride as an immersive and interactive experience, many guests were excited and curious about what the ride had in store. Guests entered the attraction through the outdoor queue, with television screens featuring a host named Sub-Commander Sparks, giving the ride safety spiel, and introducing his companion, Link, the ride's star and the land's mascot.
That's Link, the ROV.
Remotely operated vehicle of exploration and research, or supercomputer of the sea.
Just Link will do.
A figure of Link could also be found at the realm's entrance. After entering the loading station, guests passed by a few simple art pieces and immediately boarded their subs. There were 7 subs, each with a special name, with no clear direction or pattern. 2 of them are named after parts of a ship, axle and rudder. One of them is a fish with a first name, Macy Mackerel, and another is just a first name with a nautical adjective, Bubbly Bailey. As guests sat in the ride vehicle, Sub-Commander Sparks returned to instruct riders to pull down on their lap bar, before Link joined him for the voyage. Sub-Commander Sparks told riders to tap the screen in order to release the airlock, and guests began their expedition into the majesty of the deep, blue, blinding sunlight. After passing by trees and concrete, guests entered the first show scene of Submarine Quest, which was that of a deep-sea coral reef. This scene is supposed to be in the Twilight Zone, a zone that is so deep below the surface that sunlight cannot reach it. Of course, the ride represents this in broad daylight with 2 screens that briefly display an octopus.
Whoa, that octopus was totally camouflaged.
After the Twilight Zone was the Sunlight Zone, where guests saw eels.
Click faster.
Sub-Commander Sparks detects a large animal ahead and guests begin a pursuit. Riders are able to see Link in front of them. This static figure featured a digital face that never quite synced up with the audio from the ride vehicle. The two decide to send out the Beacon Buddies on a mission.
Wow, look at this genuinely amazing experience that totally cannot be replicated.
Wait.
The Beacon Buddies find huge jellyfish and something
This
even
guy's
bigger ahead.
sarcasm.
As guests escape to the old sea pod to take a look, riders are instructed to open another hatch, despite the hatch always opening before the instruction audio is finished.
Press the blue button to open the hatch.
The sub then enters a sea pod full of screens that display a giant CGI squid. After a brief stop in the sea pod, riders open the escape hatch and re-enter the ocean, just as the squid breaks the glass on the sea pod and releases ink. As guests exit the pod, water sprays at riders. The water effect was incredibly inconsistent, and it is not clear whether the water was triggered by a game mechanism and only appeared sometimes, or if it was simply an unreliable effect. It was shot from the left of the ride vehicles, and instead of giving all of the riders a light mist, it just hosed the rider in the front left seat. After this scene, the subs take a final turn back into the loading station. During this short segment, guests found out what type of explorer they were. There were 3 options: Junior Explorer, Super Explorer, and Master Explorer, even though in playtesting Mike scored Marine Veterinarian, which did not seem to be an option that made it into the final game. Guests then re-entered the loading station and exited their vehicles. Incredibly, Submarine Quest was not a hit with guests, and this is putting it lightly. In general, guests were shocked to find out that Submarine Quest was neither sub nor marine, as it took place 15 feet above the ground in the open air. The outdoor show scenes were sparse, and the one dark ride scene was a disappointment. The ride did look better at night, as there was at least a chance of the illusion of being in the deep ocean, but sunset in the summer in San Diego is around 8 p.m., and most nights, SeaWorld closed at 9. The creative decisions made for the ride were quite confusing. Many guests speculated that the ride had its budget cut late in development, which could be possible, but concept art for the land did display the ride almost exactly as it was built. Supposedly, the initial plans called for the ride track to be longer and mostly enclosed in a tube. However, it seemed that a significant portion of the budget was put into research and development for the unique ride vehicle rather than putting that money towards show scenes. The designer
I thought that a ride advertised like this would like go in like a glass tunnel inside of like a big aquarium or something. You know? Like it would just be like a track ride going through like an aquarium. like a glass tunnel aquarium or something, you know? This? Damn, that is lame. Damn, that is lame.
Designers clearly took a lot of pride in their work, and it seems as though this part of the experience was built more or less from the ground up, which is theoretically impressive. However, in practice, all that is noticeable is the inherent and consistent flaws in the mechanics of the game, most obvious in the confusion during the Beacon Buddies section, which was present all the way back during playtesting.
Tap the screen to deploy the Beacon Buddies.
Other criticisms included the screens being difficult to see in the sunlight and that the voice of Link was obnoxious. To add insult to injury, the entire realm had a branding problem, as seemingly everyone believed that Ocean Explorer was the name of the ride and not the name of the realm.
What the heck is this Ocean Explorer ride car?
So, Ocean Explorer is actually the name of the whole land.
On June 3rd, 2 days after the ride's debut, the San Diego Union Tribune released a scathing review of the ride, saying, quote, "The biggest disappointment is the heavily promoted submarine quest. SeaWorld is touting it as a high-tech trip through the ocean ecosystem, but it turns out to be a slow-moving track ride past a few animated animals on video screens." Brady McDonald of the Orlando Sentinel said, quote, "The new land centerpiece ride is basically a slow-moving transportation system that doesn't take you anywhere and encourages you to ignore your surroundings." On August 8th, 2017, during SeaWorld's Q2 earnings call, Manby stated that Ocean Explorer had been a disappointment. He said, quote, "I think the one thing that I'm not satisfied with is Ocean Explorer. We did not market this as well as I wanted to. It's completely designed for young children, and we need to make sure that's the case." A sign was quickly placed outside the attraction clarifying that the ride was intended for smaller guests, despite initial marketing claiming it was for all ages. However, poor marketing and bad reviews would not be Submarine Quest's only problems, as technical issues plagued the attraction as well. The ride often had a significant wait, as only 2 to 3 subs were run at a time, rather than the 7 the ride was capable of. This was only a problem when the ride was operating, which it frequently was not. Throughout the ride's debut summer, Submarine Quest was constantly closed for maintenance. By September, frequent guests noticed that the ride was barely ever open. One visitor noted that they had been 4 times since the ride's debut, and the attraction had been closed all 4 times. The ride operated intermittently throughout the summer of 2017, but was closed for most of the fall. It did reopen in December, and on December 30th, 2017, during the busy winter holiday, it accumulated a 130-minute wait time, baffling those that had already ridden the attraction.
A 2-hour wait? For this lame-ass experience? Yo, that ain't worth it. That ain't worth it. I'd ask for a refund for my ticket, dude.
This was one of the last days of operation for Submarine Quest. It is unclear if the ride operated in early January or when its true final day of operation was, but by mid-January 2018, a mere 7 months after opening, the doors to Submarine Quest were blocked off, leaving guests speculating on the future of the ride.
What future?
On February 28, 2018, SeaWorld CEO Joel Manby resigned from his position at the company after less than 3 years as the chief executive. Falling attendance and steep quarterly losses were cited as the main reason for Manby's exit, but multiple publications were quick to mention the recent failure of the Submarine Quest attraction. While clearly not the main reason for his departure, the realm's failure could have been a contributing factor. Just 4 days later, it was announced that Chief Creative Officer Anthony Esparza and Vice President of Theme Park Experience Design, Brian Morrow, were resigning from their roles as well. Many online again wondered if the resignations were related to the poor reception of the Ocean Explorer realm, but this is merely speculation. Other rumors circulated attempting to make sense of the ride's closure. Some believed that an injury had occurred on the ride or that SeaWorld was suing either the designers or the manufacturers over technical issues. Currently, there is no evidence to support these claims. Without explanation, Submarine Quest remained closed throughout the spring of 2018. In May, the San Diego Union Tribune ran a piece on the attraction. SeaWorld San Diego's official statement on the ride was, quote, "As we've conveyed to our park guests who've asked, the Submarine Quest ride at Ocean Explorer is currently undergoing maintenance. As soon as there is additional information, we will communicate that to you and our guests." Theme park consultant Dennis Spiegel believed that the maintenance issues were not so severe that the ride needed to be shut down, but rather the public's response to the ride was so overwhelmingly negative that it was best to keep it closed. Despite the open-ended response on the ride's status, SeaWorld removed all mention of the ride from the park's website. The attraction's name was soon removed from the park's maps as well, with the illustration being modified to remove the ride cars. On May 10, 2018, Electric Eel debuted at SeaWorld San Diego, billed as an addition to the Ocean Explorer area despite being fairly disconnected from it geographically. The short coaster was received well, and it effectively distracted guests from Submarine Quest's continued closure. In the summer of 2018, leftover Submarine Quest toys could be found at SeaWorld Orlando and Busch Gardens Tampa, despite the ride remaining closed and also being on the other side of the country. On July 2, 2018, Legoland California, a theme park just 30 miles north of SeaWorld San Diego, debuted their own submarine ride. Named Lego City Deep Sea Adventure, the attraction actually placed guests under the water to view real sea creatures, which also featured more story and more show scenes. With a longer ride time and an actual feeling of discovery and exploration, Lego Submarine Ride was everything that guests wanted and expected from Submarine Quest.
That is what it should have been. How is it that SeaWorld lost out to Legoland on this ride?
And audiences were quick to notice the juxtaposition. In October of 2018, 16 months after its opening and 10 months after its closure, the sign for Submarine Quest was taken down. The ride sat dormant for over a year while the rest of Ocean Explorer continued to operate. On March 16, 2020, SeaWorld announced the closure of all its theme parks due to the COVID-19 pandemic. SeaWorld San Diego was the last of the SeaWorld parks to reopen, not opening its gates until April 12, 2021. When it did, it was revealed that work walls had been constructed around Submarine Quest. One guest noted that about 20% of the ride track has been removed, including the building for the ride's only dark ride portion, confirming that Submarine Quest is now officially defunct. Submarine Quest is a perplexing story. Most tales of ride failures have an obvious contributing factor, such as a budget cut, a mechanical flaw, a rush to market, or a world-shattering news event that suddenly makes the initial concept taboo halfway through development. However, Submarine Quest did not have an obvious hurdle. While budget, time constraints, and mechanics certainly could have contributed to the attraction's failure, based on available information, it seems just as likely that it was simply a bad idea with bad execution. The design team clearly put a lot of energy and thought into the attraction, but in all of the wrong areas, and the heavy marketing efforts and enthusiasm from SeaWorld staff could not distract from the ride's glaring and overwhelming creative failures. Submarine Quest is not only a result of the precarious position SeaWorld was in at the time of its construction, it's also a perfect representation of it. Submarine Quest, like SeaWorld, had a huge identity problem. It did not know what it should be, and it certainly did not know what audiences wanted from it. As SeaWorld continues to rebrand and evolve, the company can only hope that their parks as a whole meet a different fate than that of Submarine Quest.
What is this? It's the greatest dark ride in the world.
Oh, that's sarcasm. Oh, the sarcasm. The greatest dark ride in the world. Still though, how is it that fucking Legoland managed...
North of SeaWorld San Diego, debuted their own submarine ride, named Lego City Deep Sea Adventure. The attraction actually placed guests...
I mean, look at that. That is infinitely better already. An actual undersea, like, experience. Underwater experience. With actual fish. I mean, look, they're swimming around.
Under the water to view real sea creatures, which also featured more story and more show scenes. With a longer ride time and an actual feeling of discovery and exploration, Lego Submarine Ride was everything that guests wanted and expected from Submarine Quest.
Look, they got rays and sharks and stuff.
And audiences were quick to notice the juxtaposition. In October of 2018,
God damn. With all that money and, like, resources, how did they make such a bad ride? I mean, really, what the fuck? Alright. I think that's enough. Oh, man. To think SeaWorld lost out to Legoland in an underwater attraction. Oh... Good stream? I'm glad you thought so. I need to go watch 1 billion of these videos now. But at any rate, thank you everyone for stopping by. Hope y'all had fun. I know I did. But yeah, Thanks for being here. Thank you to anyone watching the VOD, and thank you, as always, to the lovely fortune tellers watching this before I stream. Oh boy, let's see who's on. Let's go say hi to Luca. Today. Let me get that raid ready. Yeah. Once again, thank you all for being here. Remember to hydrate, rest up, eat all that tasty stuff, and peace.